What is the context? Excuse me, you said it was your right to not talk to me. Why do you want? Okay, that's very different than lying to the camera and then say, no, you lied to the camera. You lied to the camera and then you said it was your human right that you didn't want to talk to me and now you want to talk to me. Now you want to talk to me. Do you want to talk to me now?
Yes, I want to talk to Surah 25 that you're speaking to about the guy that was here before, about the menstruation woman.
That wasn't Surah 25.
No, that has nothing to do with Aisha. That has nothing to do
So that wasn't Surah 25. What was the reference?
The reference about Aisha that you're speaking to the guy.
So what was the Quranic verse?
I'm asking you.
No, you said you heard the conversation and then you are correcting me. So tell me what was the case I was making?
It was you saying about a woman when she's menstruating and you said that had to do with Aisha. That has nothing to do with Aisha.
What is it has to do with?
About divorce. That was the surah about divorce. Saying a woman has a 3-month period. If she's pregnant, the man cannot divorce a woman until after the woman gives birth. That's what the surah says.
So surah doesn't say that, ma'am. What's your name? What's your name? Hayat. Surah doesn't say that, but let me read it to you, and then I'll give you a chance to express it. Is that okay? So it is talking about 3 different women group. Okay. So I will read first whole verse, and then I will break it down, and then I will let you to explain, Hayat. And those who no longer accept menstruation among your women, if you doubt, then their waiting period is 3 months. And also for those who have not menstruated. And for those who are pregnant, their term is until they give birth. And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him of his matter easy. Okay? So that's the full verse. I break it down for you. And those who no longer accept menstruation among your women. So who are those people group? So old people, like my mom, your. If you doubt, you give them 3 months, okay? And those who have not menstruated.
That one I cannot speak on, but the rest I can speak on.
So you can't speak on this.
No, that one I cannot speak on because I have not seen it.
Okay, okay, sorry. Can you come?
I just really don't want to be.
Okay, just can you come a little bit, brother? Can you make sure she's not on the camera? Just come a little bit. I can't hear you. That's why I'm asking. So we identify the first group as your mother, my mother, his mother. Okay. The second group is you are saying you cannot speak on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a woman. What do you think when it says those who are yet to have their period? What kind of age group would that be? Your mom? Your mom wouldn't be in that group.
No,
okay.
That's a person before they hit puberty.
So, okay, that's before they hit.
Puberty.
What does that
mean?
mean?
Menstruation.
What does that mean?
It's a child.
So when they are child,
Yeah.
okay. So it tells you, okay, those who have no longer accept menstruation among your women,
Yeah.
if you doubt, then their period is 3 months. And also for those, it's not in Arabic, those who have not menstruated. So you identify them as child.
One second. Those who no longer expect among your women. That's women. That has nothing to do with.
Yeah. So that's your mom. That's your mom.
Yes.
Okay. Second group is those who have not menstruated. So what age group would be someone is not bleeding? Why they are serving food over there?
I don't know. They've been doing that last week too.
That's amazing. Come on, guys. That's good. That's good. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. So
It could be like a child from about.
from the birth to
A
like.
little kid can hit puberty from the age of 7, let's say.
Okay,
Me,
so-
I hit puberty very young. I know.
How old were you?
I was about 8. I hit puberty.
So
very
you
young.
when you were age 8,
Yes.
okay. So you start bleeding.
Yes.
Were your boobs
Yes.
ready?
No,
Big?
but they were grown before I hit puberty. Before I hit my
So-
period.
At age 8, when you start bleeding, okay, so that's the time you are menstruating now, okay? So it is talking about those who have not menstruated. So those means they're under age 8.
Yes.
In your, where are you from? originally? So in Somali. So in Somali, you are in the age line of 8. Under those people are the ones who are child. Do you think should they be divorced?
No,
And before them to be divorced, they need to be married. For marriage to go through, there needs to be sex and then divorce. So what, like?
To be honest, in Islam, as long as you cannot have sex with the child, as long as the child has its puberty, it doesn't mean they hit their bleeding yet. As long as they're in the process, you can marry them, but you cannot have sex with them. You cannot have sex with the child. Aisha was a soldier. She was a soldier from young. There's many different contexts about
Aisha
her
was a
age.
soldier.
There's different contexts about her age. So no one exactly knows how old she was. You know?
So let me respond. First of all, we identified people who are not having their period as the child, and you identify that it is wrong to have sex with them. Would you say it is wrong to have sex with them?
Yes.
Sorry, she doesn't want to be on the camera. Even though you are Muslim, she still doesn't want to be on the camera. So, would you say is it wrong to have sex with a child? Yeah, it is wrong to have sex with someone who is not bleeding yet. Even like someone who just bleed and then even have sex with them because their body is not ready with them. So that's the first point. Second point was, you said Aisha was a soldier, therefore it was different for her.
It was different
Okay,
because
so
back in the time-
where did you get the information that she was a soldier? Because according to Islamic tradition and all of Islam expresses, even Muslim scholars expresses that she was 6 or 7 years old, and then when Muhammad married her, Muhammad had sex with her when she was 9 years old. Okay, so that doesn't look like someone who goes to war and then
Oh
fight.
no, but they cannot say that she had sex with him because they don't know specifically.
No, Aisha herself says Muhammad had sex with me when I was 9.
No.
Yes, Muhammad does. Aisha.
Different context about
No,
how old
let
Aisha was.
no. All Muslims, so Muslim scholars, tells us that Aisha was 6 years old, and then when they had sex, she was 9 years old. Okay, and Muhammad was in his 50s. That's the first point. Second point is Aisha, like, who cares what Muslim scholars tells? They just confirm what Islam teaches. Aisha herself states that she was 9 years old when Muhammad had sex with her, and that's not only enough. She expresses Muhammad was tightening her. So
Where
that's
does it state this?
tightening is. Well,
I know what tightening means. Where does it state this? Where does it say?
I will give you all the sources to you. Okay, just let me finish my point. And then you expressed, oh, it was different for Aisha because she was a soldier. But Aisha didn't even know how to go home when she was married. Aisha was, as a married woman, as a married child, she was still playing with the dolls. And according to Islamic tradition, it was allowed to her because she was just a child. As a child, she didn't know where the babies are coming from. She would look at her dolls and then she would think they are real. So that doesn't look like Aisha is a soldier who kind of, let me give you the references and then we read them together. But all I am assuming so far, you do have a problem if how old are you, sir? 50, 40, 40?
Make it up.
Let's say 40. So you would have, so he's late 50s, okay? I'll hold the camera, you look at his face. So he's late 50s, okay? Would you say there is a problem if he had a sex with a child and divorced that child is yet to have her period? Would you say that is ugly? That's ugly, of course. Okay.
But in this day and age, of course I would think that.
So now let me get the story of Aisha to you. So I don't need to give it to you, but just for the for you to feel more confident, Surah 65 verse 4, which we read it, okay? Yeah. Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, Jalalayan, and Ibn Abbas. Are you Sunni Muslim? Yeah. So those are your tafsirs. They already identify the ones who are yet to reach their period as because of their young age. Okay, so they identify them as the child. So, Sahih Bukhari, 3,896. Sahih Bukhari.
You say 306?
3,896.
3,896.
Khadija died, I've got lots of references, I'll give it to you. Khadija died 3 years before Muhammad departed to Medina. He stayed there for 2 years or so, then he wrote the marriage contract with Aisha when she was a girl of 6 years age. And he consummated that marriage when she was 9 years old. Okay? Sahih Bukhari 5158. Prophet wrote a marriage contract with Aisha while she was 6 years old and consummated the marriage with her when she was 9 years old. Same reference comes from Sahih Muslim 3310, Sahih Muslim 3311, and Abu Dawud 2116. So all of the 6 hadith collections expresses that she was 6 years old and then Muhammad had sex with her when she was 9 years old. Okay? So would you say 9 years old person is able to go and then fight in a war as a soldier?
To be honest, back in the day, the time of the Prophet,
Yeah.
these ages were very mature for their age, and that is the truth compared to today's age. And that's all I can state. But to be honest, in this day and age, that is wrong. But back in the day, it's not wrong. It was seen as normal.
Okay.
It was nothing as a big deal, you know?
Okay. So what Muhammad did to Aisha, according to you, is not a big deal because it was okay for that time.
Yeah, because she
Okay?
was very mature for her age at that time.
So I will bring the reference to you where I would wait for you to kind of justify for me if she was mature enough. That's the first thing. But second thing is,
And O Muslims, don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth. We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
I gave you the reference of Surah 65 verse 4. So are you also trying to tell me Surah 65 verse 4 is just for the 7th century for Muhammad? Because in Surah 65 verse 4 it's telling people in this age of this gentleman can divorce a child who is yet to have her period.
But we have not seen that. It has not happened to anyone.
But Surah 65 verse 4 is telling
You don't
that.
see a man like him marrying my younger sister. You don't see that nowadays.
No, actually do you. In Yemen you do see that, in Afghanistan you do see that, in Egypt you do see that. So it's in Muslim majority countries you do see that because it is rooted. Don't ever talk to my brother like that.
Hatun, they give you food.
Officer!
It's called harassment.
Officer!
Harassment is not required, thank
Sir,
you.
do
No
not ever
harassment
talk to my
besides
brother like that.
It's not required. Please go away.
They've offered her food.
Please go away. I
So-
don't want your food.
Hatun, do you want food?
Came here
So-
to swear and be abusive.
Shut up, man. You're a dickhead.
Don't talk to my brother like that, sir. Go and get to hell with your prophet.
Get lost.
Shut up.
So-
You're a pussy. Touch me then. Dickhead, pussy. Look at you shaking.
Sir, can you control this gentleman, please? So, now I'm asking the question in Surah 65 verse 4, okay? It is in the Quran. Would you say actually we should say no to that practice?
No, you don't say no to that practice.
So if you don't say no to that practice, that means people can practice that. Allah is allowing.
But you don't see it happening nowadays.
But it's not about, so it does happening nowadays, but that's not the point. Just a moment. That's not the point. The point is, it is there and then it gives right man to do so.
Yeah, but those with intelligence will know that it was written back in the day. This is not a fabricated book. The book was written back in the day, before the time of Prophet Muhammad, before the time of Jesus, before the time of Moses. It was written beforehand. You get what I'm saying? So those with intelligence will know that you won't apply it to now.
So you are telling me because Quran was written before time of Muhammad, before time of Moses, and it is written for...
Times were different then.
So in that time it was okay, but I understood that Quran was for you to fully practice.
Correct. That is correct.
But if you're supposed to be fully practicing, are you telling me Allah didn't think in 21st century it will be issue?
Of course there would be issue, but then of course at the end of the day you have to use your intelligence. Things are changing.
So even though if our intelligence goes against the word of Allah,
It's not going against the word of Allah.
No, you said it is wrong for someone to marry a child. So my intelligence says that is
child,
wrong,
yes,
but it is in the Quran. I follow my intelligence.
It's wrong for someone to marry a child before puberty, but to marry them is not a problem, but to have sex with them before puberty is wrong.
But marriage is all about sex.
But no, it's not.
So
It's not.
you can if you are not going to have sex in the marriage, why do you need to give them 3 months of divorce period?
Because you don't know whether they're pregnant or not.
But that 3 months,
You could have sex.
no, that 3 months for you to figure out if she's pregnant or not.
And
So if you never had the sex with a child, why do you need to wait for 3 months to find out if she's pregnant or not? Because like besides Virgin Mary, we haven't seen any miracle that someone else turned up being pregnant, especially Muslim women being pregnant without sex.
You don't have to have sex in marriage. You don't have to.
No, you do.
A child does not need to have sex.
So you need to, and then also tightening, and then tightening and fondling. I will give you the reference for that. But let me first deal with the part where you identified Aisha as she was macho enough. She was a soldier. Okay. So if someone is playing with the dolls, would you say that person is macho enough?
I don't accept that reference. That reference is not true.
That reference is not true.
And O Muslims, don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth. We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
Do you know what is the reference?
She's not playing with toys.
So that reference comes from Sahih Muslim, 3309, and you believe that is not true because she was. How do you know?
That is false. Because I have read many books stating that Aisha was a soldier. She was a soldier. She was mature for her age.
But is there no possibility that you've been lied,
She was a child, but
Hayat?
mentally she was not. Pardon?
So is there any possibility that maybe you've been lied to? Because I am
have
giving
not
you
been
this.
lied to.
I have been giving Sahih Muslim.
No, I have not been lied to. I honestly have not.
Okay,
these references you
So
are false.
so this is Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim is false. Let me give you another example. Another one from Sahih Muslim. Another one from Sahih Muslim. She was taken into her house as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her. Sir, I need you to control yourself.
Breaking this camera in the face.
I need you to control yourself instead of telling me you will break my camera.
I will
Go and
break it. I will
control.
break it.
You will break it. How
Yeah.
old are you?
Don't worry, don't worry.
You need your mom to help you.
break
You need
glass.
your mom to help you. Sir, control yourself. I'm not gonna vote. Can you please tell your brother to control himself?
Control yourself.
It's not funny. It is not funny,
I'm
man.
not laughing at that.
I'm laughing at you. We're all laughing at you. Disgrace.
Why are you laughing at her?
So that is the first reference. Another reference is Abu Dawud. Abu Dawud 2216. Okay, he had sexual intercourse with me when I was 9 years old. Okay,
You cannot accept that reference. You cannot.
you cannot accept that
You cannot
either.
expect another man's reference to speak for a woman. You cannot.
No.
And O Muslims, don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth. We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
Aisha says, no. Aisha said the apostle of Allah married me when I was 7 years old. The narrator Sulaiman said,
cannot
or
be
6 years.
narrated by anyone. It has to be by
He
Aisha
said,
radiallahu anha.
Aisha said, ma'am. In here, Sahih Muslim, the one you rejected, again it says Aisha reported. Okay? So let me bring up other references. Sahih Bukhari. Do you follow Sahih Bukhari? So Sahih Bukhari tells, Aisha narrates, I used to play with my dolls in the presence of Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's apostle used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. The playing with the dolls and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached age of puberty. So,
And what does it say at the end?
that she's little girl who hasn't had her period yet. So, you told me Aisha is a soldier. What kind of soldier Aisha is? She's still playing with the dolls.
No, you cannot accept
And Muhammad comes and then even plays with her. And then Aisha says, actually, you cannot play with the dolls. I was able to play it because I was just a child who yet to have her period.
No, this, I promise you, is false. This is false.
You promised me that Sahih Bukhari is false.
No,
What is your ground?
Because this is false.
So I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 hadiths so far, and then you identify them all false. Is there any possibility? Just a moment. And they're all reliable Sahih hadith. Is there any possibility with my 4 references versus you read that someone told you Aisha is a soldier? Is there any possibility that you've been lied to?
No possibility. You have been fed lies yourself. These are false references. These have been fabricated and false.
So what?
And O Muslims, don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth. We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
So if someone is fabricated those hadiths, what might be the intention of fabrication of those hadiths? Why would someone fabricate such a thing?
No, you have not done proper research.
Sorry?
You have not done proper research.
Yeah, so if I haven't done the research, would you be kind and tell me what might be the reason for someone to fabricate such a hadiths about your Prophet?
No, to give people false lies so that they can come and start talking lies.
But
honestly.
so Sahih Muslim wants people to talk false lies about the Prophet. Sahih Bukhari wants people to let me finish. Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim wants people to make false claims about Prophet. Therefore, they put those words, those hadiths in the Islamic tradition, and that's not enough. It's end up in Surah 65, verse 4. So now let me bring up another reference for you. So I've got lots of other references on Sahih Bukhari, 805, where it expresses that Aisha was playing with the dolls, and then same in Sahih Bukhari, 829, okay, and then again in Sahih Muslim, 6673. So there is hadith after hadith, hadith after hadith. So let me find the hadith, and then you tell me. Can I ask how old are you? You are 20. Have you ever made a bread? Homemade bread. Okay. So when you made homemade bread, after you kind of mix the flour and the yeast and water, so what do you do with that thing?
The camera is making me laugh.
What do you do with that? Like after you make that dough, what?
You have to, I don't know what the word is. What's
Put
it?
in the
Like
fridge?
that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, after that, like, where do you put it before you made it ready for the bread?
You let it set.
So, would you let it set in outside? Would you let it set in the fridge, in the kitchen?
Leave it inside the kitchen. But you cover it.
And you wouldn't want anyone to come and then
course.
play with it, anyone to come and then distract it. Okay? So, you are 20 and then you would do that. Okay? He's not going to record, he's recording that gentleman. So, let me tell you what Aisha did. And then you tell me if that makes Aisha as a soldier, if that makes Aisha as the macho Christian, macho Muslim, okay? Or macho lady. By Allah, who has sent you with the truth, I have never seen anything regarding Aisha which I would blame for, except that she is a girl in an immature age who sometimes sleeps and then leaves the door of her family unprotected so that domestic gods would come and eat it. So, person is saying in Sahih Bukhari, Aisha is not macho enough, which you identified Aisha as a soldier. Aisha is not macho enough. She's not macho enough. She doesn't even know where to put the door, and then God comes and then eats the door, and it's not only that, she sleeps in middle of the job. Would you still say people who told you that Aisha is a soldier, they have got still good ground, even though they disagree with this?
I completely disagree with everything that you're saying. These references
So
are false.
you completely disagree with me as I read the hadith.
And O Muslims, don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth. We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
They're not hadith. They're not hadith.
So Sahih Bukhari is not hadith.
They are not. No, it's not about Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim. It's not about that. It's the ones that you are bringing up. Honestly, I have seen this happen a lot. You guys bring up like fake, like false hadiths. You guys say they are, but they are not hadiths. Nowhere near. They are false.
Okay.
Someone has put them out there, and you guys take them. You take any opportunity to take it,
Yeah.
and then use it against. You don't
So,
fully see it yourself.
Hayat,
the truth. Yeah.
I don't know if you talked before or not.
I have
Okay.
many times.
Okay. So I'll ask you a very genuine question. Okay. If the hadith has been already identified as sahih, what the advice you would give it to me that I discredit that hadith? What is your advice? Because I read you the Sahih hadiths, and then you are telling me I'm making those things up, I'm picking and choosing. So, and you are discrediting.
I never said you are making up. I said the person that you are getting this from is making
So
up.
I simply copied and paste from Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. Okay, so what is the criteria or what is the advice you can give it to me so that I know when I read the Sahih Muslim or Sahih Bukhari, I know that hadith is not reliable.
When you do your research, do you look at one website? Do you look at one website? Do you look at two? Do you look at
I've got
one
the physical copy of Sahih Bukhari, so I bought the book, and then from I think there is some edition, and then I just write it from there.
How many? One or two?
Sahih Bukhari is 9 volume or
And
10
have you read all
volume.
of them?
Yeah, I read all of them, and then I use them. Yeah. So for Sahih Muslim as well, and then I've got Ibn Majah. I've got all the 6 hadith collections, Tabari. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
So
just
what
saying
is?
to research
No, no.
properly.
Yeah. So I'm asking.
Yeah.
I read the hadith. Okay. I read the hadith, and then hadiths are already identified as sahih, and Muslim scholars confirm those teachings. Therefore, I am asking you, what would you advise to me as a woman? I can see you are finding it is disturbing. So, like, how can I make sure that, like, have you got any hadith you can give it to me, which tells you Aisha was macho enough or Aisha was soldier?
Right now, no, because my books are at home. That's the problem.
Is there any way
That's
you
what I'm
can
saying.
Google that?
No, my phone is dead.
You're wasting your time.
So you can't Google
But
that.
I know. Next week I can 110% bring you through.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, because so far all the hadiths I give it to you,
I will show you that
you
they're
discredit them.
contradicting. I will show you that they're contradicting.
If you bring something and then if it contradicts, that will bring more questions. But so far, just wrapping up this conversation, would you say it is? Would there be any time and place for Surah 65 verse 4 to be practiced? Is there any do you think Surah 65 verse 4 can be practiced, I don't know, in Somalia, in Yemen, or do you think no, there is no place for this verse to be practiced?
You're a pig.
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't don't know, but I'll come to you next week and bring you the hadith
Okay.
that I have.
Did you write all the references down? I give it to you. Okay, I will wait your response for next week.
Yeah.
But if I am correct, what is the implication of that to you?
We'll speak about it next week because right now I can't speak on it, you know. Like,
But if sake of the argument, if I am correct,
if you are correct, then I don't know, you are correct.
but what is the implication of that to you?
I'm saying I cannot speak on it until I have my hadiths on me to show you, because right now I have nothing on me and you have your references correct. And I have nothing on me right now. So next week, for the sake of argument, we'll continue it then and I'll
Okay. I'll keep you accountable on that, Hayat. Okay? See you next week. It seems it has been a bit funny and disturbing that I am questioning a Muslim female who had her first period when she was 8 years old, where she's speaking on Surah 65 verse 4, as well as she's speaking on actions of her Prophet towards Muhammad. So all the hadith references I brought it up is being discredited by her, even though they are identified as Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. Reason for that was simply because she heard that Aisha was a soldier. So if Aisha is a soldier, then the question comes, what kind of soldier was she? Didn't even know how to get home. What kind of soldier was she? She didn't even know if her dolls are real or not. Or what kind of soldier was she who didn't even know where to put the dove? That is a problem. But we can't do much about it until Muslims simply deals with their own sources. And Sheikh Yasir Qadiri expressed it actually, we cannot we cannot lie in the sake of Islam by denying the age of Aisha. It is clear according to Islamic tradition, Aisha was just a child. And the problem is, when are Muslims going to reject the Quran and Muhammad? They have to reject Quran and Muhammad because it is very disturbing example to us and example to humanity. But as you reject teachings of Muhammad and as you reject teachings of Quran, let me invite you to perfect word of God, Lord Jesus Christ, eternal Son of God, who steps into this world, lives among us. He gives himself on the cross so that we can declare righteous and we can spend eternity with our crucified and risen Lord. There is nothing in Christian scripture we are shamed and then we deny. We do not make up lies to make other people look good. It doesn't take anyone, because truth is matter and Lord Jesus Christ is the truth.
Thank you, sister.